Some of the most intense fighting has come in the port town of Mariupol. Residents here worry not for themselves, but for their children.
I don't worry about myself, I worry about my children. They wake up and they cry asking, "What happened, Mum?" What should I say to him? The war? He doesn't get it at all. He asks, "What should I do?"
Fighting and shelling continues across Ukraine as Russian troops close in on the capital.
Well, Russian troops seized the former nuclear plant Chernobyl after a fierce battle on Thursday, prompting concern from international nuclear watchdogs. Ukrainian authorities earlier said that they reported increased radiation levels from Chernobyl following that seizure. But why did Russians target the infamous decommissioned site? Emerald Maxwell has the latest.
The Ukrainian Prime Minister called Russia's attack on Chernobyl a declaration of war against the whole of Europe. Alarm bells are ringing after Russian troops capture the site of the defunct power plant, one of the most radioactive places on Earth. Ukraine's nuclear agency says it has since recorded increased radiation levels from the area due to the movement of heavy military equipment stirring up radioactive dust into the air. It specified, though, that the levels are not critical for the time being. The Russian Defense Ministry said it was working with the Ukrainian military and service personnel to ensure radioactive security.
Background radioactivity in the region is normal. The station's personnel continue to service the nuclear power plant in regular mode and are monitoring the radioactive situation.
The Ukrainian side hasn't confirmed it's cooperating, but the risk is if it doesn't, invading troops may not know to avoid certain lethally dangerous hotspots in the area. The French foreign minister told a French radio station that the International Atomic Energy Agency is keeping a close eye on the safety measures in place there.
If though these safeguards do not work, then Russia will bear full responsibility.
But why would Russia target this radioactive wasteland? Just 16 kilometers south of the Belarusian border and some 100 kilometers north of Kyiv, Chernobyl runs along a logical line of attack as the shortest route from Belarus, where tens of thousands of Russian troops massed in the run-up to the invasion, to Ukraine's capital. With its main road connecting it to Kyiv, the site could have been taken as a staging point for troops and equipment. The Russians could also be banking on any equipment stored there not being targeted for bombing, given the high risk of doing so. Taking Chernobyl could also be symbolically significant for Putin, as the disaster contributed to the collapse of the Soviet Union, and a signal to the West not to interfere with his plans.
Well, some 100,000 Ukrainians have already fled their homes over the past couple of days. The United Nations warned earlier that that number could reach 5 million. Take a listen to what some of those who have fled have had to say.
At 6 in the morning, my parents called me from Kiev. They said war broke out. We live 600 kilometers from the capital. At 7 a.m., they bombed the airport of my town. We packed our things and came here.
What's the blackboard?